Hello everyone, my name is Janine Doyle. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor in Victoria, Australia. Today I'd like to show you how to make a border with the new little border maker cartridge called On the Road. Now I've completely gone around this piece of cardstock, and with this little cartridge it's so easy to do. I'll show you how. So what we do is we take a full sheet of 12 by 12 inch card and place a paper in the paper carrier. And simply punch down the first side. Load it again. Line up the bottom corner because the top corner is now missing. And again punch. Now you'll notice that when I've done the punches, you'll notice that that first vehicle is now ready for the wreckers. It's mangled. But we won't worry about that. So again, we'll flip it around, line up the bottom corner, and same thing will happen again to the top little vehicle. Unrecognisable as a vehicle. So when we get to the last side, we're just going to centre it up. There's no corner to pop in, so we just centred it up. Clear the decks a little. So now you can see in the corner, all we need to do is one little snip and the vehicle's gone. So we're just snipping it off. Sometimes you might like to do a couple of little snips just so that the line isn't disturbed and you've got a nice little point. So there we've got a perfect mat. But what we want to do is cut out the centre so that we can have a little border all the way around. Now to do that we use a 12-inch trimmer. We pop the paper under and we're going to line up the vehicle roofs, these little roofs, with the 1-inch line. The utes are taller than the little cars, so we'll just line the utes up with the 1-inch line, and we've got the top of the roofs up here flush. We're going to come in and we're going to go 1 inch, trim off 1 inch. So to trim off 1 inch, you can see the cartridge holder has got a line in. The cartridge holder is 2 inches. This line here marks 1 inch from the top to the centre. So when we line it up and we start from with the top level up here, where the line cuts will be 1 inch, and we'll trim it all the way down here until the line is 1 inch from the bottom where the roofs are. Just move that a little bit so you can see. You can see where the roof is, and the line stops the cartridge here and inches here. So we're going to go again and do the same thing. Line it up. The ute's on the 1 inch, starting at the line and going all the way through. Again. Just lining up the roof. So they're all in line. Starting at the line and going down to 1 inch. And doing the same on the last side. And there we have a perfect little border for all the way around a page. Just bring in some paper and I'll show you. Ready for those road trip photos. Today I'd like to show you how to make these little photo mats. Now I'm getting ready for a page of a trip through Scotland, a road trip with my daughter who has a little silver car. So I've made these little mats out of a circle and I'll put a photo in and we'll have a title and some journaling, of course, and maybe even some more photos. But have you ever wondered how to make a perfect photo mat out of a circle with a punch, with no overlapping? Well, the secret is on the back. Now with this beautiful mat of ours, it comes with a custom cutting system. It's got the little angled lines on them. It marks in 90 degrees, 45, there's a 60, a 30. So you can easily work out what size circle and what punch is going to work with it. I've got my template for my circles. I'm going to line it right up in the middle here. And I've got a little, one of my little on the road punches, just to see the size of it. Now when I punch it out, you're going to have to allow for that little bit of an edge too, so that's why it's still on there. So I'm just seeing and measuring what would be the best, where it would fit on a circle and in between the angled lines, and I can see that it's going to fit. I can squeeze it in. There's a green line there, and in between the 45 and 90 degree line, you can see that the bottom edge fits perfectly in here and here. So I'm going to use a green circle. So I'm going to use a large template with a green blade and cut it. I'll mark it then at 45 degrees, and then I can see where I can put it evenly in between. So I've got my card here. I've got my large circle, and I'm going to cut a circle using the green blade on the outside, like we looked at the template. And there we have it. Now to mark in the lines perfectly, I always line up and centre these. Centre the circle. You can see the 9 and the 3 line, and it's in the middle. Here, the 9 and the 3 line, and it's in the middle. Now using a pencil, I just use a grey lead pencil and ruler. I'm going to mark in the centre lines. And we found it fitted at the 45. So you can see this is 45, 90 and 45. And then again, at the 45 line. You can see I use these lines a lot. I've actually extended them with some pen as I use them for other projects. Now we've evenly marked that into a divided sections that we need. Now we could punch in between these lines, but because each segment's the same, I'm going to use that as a centre line for the punch. Using the on the road cartridge and upside down, you can see a faint line where I've ruled before. I've used a ruler and a photo labelling pencil and just marked the centre of my punch. With this punch, you can see the centre is between the two vehicles too. So carefully, I'm just going to line that up so that this centre line goes all the way through the middle of the two vehicles and out the other side. And then I can punch. Again, line it up again. And punch. So what we do is we go all the way around the circle. And if it isn't quite perfect, like that last punch wasn't, we get a little bit of a tab. We can trim that off. Just make sure you flip out the pieces on your punch, or otherwise they get in the way and they'll jam up your punch. Whoops. So now with the scissors, just have a little bit of a trim on those little pieces where we didn't quite line it up because we were working probably too quick. We slow down a little and pay a little bit more attention to that work. So let's move all this out of the way. Now that's what we've got. But when we flip it over, we've got the perfect little circle mat. Now all I've done for here, the little silver cars, and my daughter Katie, she has a silver car, and it's a little one, just like this. So all I've done is cut out the wheels, just continue the circle of the wheels. And using repositional tape, I've stuck it on top. So that's how to cut a perfect mat from a circle with a punch. Thank you.